Good afternoon. I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin. It's Wednesday, January 22nd. Time for another edition of my college basketball free picks segment. I have three college basketball free picks for today. Before we get to those free picks, let's do a quick recap. Yesterday we went 1 and 2 with our college basketball free picks. Disappointing anytime you lose. We had a nice winner with Illinois +6 as they just blew out Purdue on the road, winning that by a double digit margin. And then TCU upset our other pick. It was Texas Tech -3. They were upset by TCU, excuse me, on the road. And then a really tough loser, which really hurt because it was the difference between a winning day and a losing day. We had LSU -2.5 at home against Florida, and LSU had a 10-point lead in that game with 120 to go and ended up winning by just a 2-point margin. And we didn't cover by a half a point. Very tough loss in respect that not only they blew that 10-point lead and almost completely blew that 10-point lead, I should say, and allowed Florida to get inside that number. Florida did get the basket on a tip in after a 3-point try with just 1.2 seconds to go to get inside the number, and just a really tough way to lose. But that's the way it goes. We always remember those we lose like that. We never remember the ones we win like that. So keep that in mind every time you think that you're jinxed. As far as my college basketball 10-star top play on Tuesday, easy winner. That's my paid selections you find at my website, rbwins.com. That's rbwins.com. I had the Georgia and Kentucky game over 144.5, easily sailing over the total as Kentucky won that game 89-79. My college basketball 10-star top plays, those are my pay selections that go to all my pay clients, are now a solid 46-30. That's 62% over my last 76, and that dates all the way back to last season. So you can see the degree of winning, consistency in winning with those plays. Again, folks, remember these are free picks I'm giving you on these videos. I certainly want to win them all, but it would be unfair for me to give you the paid selections on these free pick videos that my paying clients have been loyal to me over the years, and recent and new paying clients, I should say, and give those paid selections out for free. I'm sure anybody would understand that. Let's get right to today's free picks. Start with the game between number 24 Rutgers at number 19 Iowa, 9 p.m. Eastern Time tip from Iowa City. Iowa right now a -5.5-point home favorite. This is a Rutgers team that, lo and behold, it's been a long time since they've been ranked in the top 25. They're currently number 24, as I alluded to. They've won 8 of their last 9 games, and they've also covered 8 straight lined games. I mean, in that 8-1 stretch, just to clarify, they had one game against a non-division opponent that didn't have a line, but the 8 games in which there was a line, Rutgers covered each one of those, and this is a terrific Rutgers defensive team. As a matter of fact, over their last 8 games, Rutgers has held opponents to 62 points or less on each occasion, and all 8 of those opponents shot 36.1% or worse from the field in those games. That kind of defense, combining with being an underdog, places a lot of betting value on Rutgers this evening. This is an Iowa team that's offensively explosive, but I think this Rutgers team, with their suffocating defense, will be enough to frustrate the Iowa Hawkeyes and keep this game close throughout. We're going to take the Rutgers Scarlet Knights +5.5 on the road at Iowa. Next game comes in the Missouri Valley Conference as the Indiana State Sycamores travel to Chicago to take on the Loyola-Chicago Ramblers. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Currently, as we speak, Loyola is a 7.5-point home favorite. Indiana State 0-3 straight up in ATS in conference away games this season. On the other side of the coin, this is a Loyola team that's gone 3-0 in conference home games, and they won those contests by an average of 18 points per game. Their conference home games, again, three of them, 3-0, and they're shooting 56.4% in those three games. And defensively, in their last three games overall, this is a Loyola team that's held opponents to 47.3 points per game and 37.1% shooting. I like Loyola-Chicago here, minus the 7.5 over Indiana State. Finally, a Big Ten matchup as Penn State travels to Ann Arbor, Michigan to take on the Michigan Wolverines. 7 p.m. Eastern Time scheduled start. Michigan right now is a 5-point favorite. Penn State 0-3 straight up in ATS and conference away games this year, losing by 16.3 points per game. Michigan, on the other hand, 8-1 at home, and they covered 6 of those 9 games at home. Their only loss at home this season came to number 12 Oregon, and that was by a slim 1-point margin. I think Michigan comes up big here tonight and wins this game handily. Michigan minus 5 over Penn State. Repeating again, Rutgers plus 5.5 at Iowa. Loyola of Chicago minus 7.5 at home against Indiana State. And Michigan minus 5 at home over Penn State. Those are your college basketball free picks for Wednesday, January 22nd, excuse me. Reminding you again, my website, rbwins.com, is where you'll find all my paid selections. And I'll have a 10-star top play in college basketball up tonight, as well as some NBA action. It's rbwins.com, where you pay a little to make a lot. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks.